This year's election is quite possibly the most important election of our lifetime. A little less than 4 years ago, we elected a new president. Then we blinked, and our country profoundly changed. The America our founders had created was fundamentally altered, and certainly not for the better. As I share with you my vision for the country, it's my hope that you'll be able to see me not only as the best candidate to defeat Barack Obama, but also for restoring faith in the American dream, restarting the greatest economy the world has ever seen, and for bringing fiscal sanity to Washington, D.C. The first thing we must do is return to the principles laid out in our Constitution, as well as in the Declaration of Independence. The next thing we must do is bring fiscal discipline to Washington, D.C., and finally do something about this massive debt. Under President Obama, our debt hasn't just skyrocketed, it's gone into orbit. Today, every child in America has been handed a bill for $50,000 for their share of the debt. Our founding fathers would have been astonished that one generation would do this to another. And not only is it bad economics, it's immoral. And under my presidency, it will stop. A centerpiece of my economic plan calls for $5 trillion in spending cuts and a balanced budget in 5 years. And I'm not going to rest until that balanced budget amendment is passed by the Congress, and I will campaign across this country to make sure that it's ratified in the states. We will never have this problem again. There are those who will say I'll never be able to accomplish this. Those are the same people who predicted I'd never be able to successfully reform the welfare program in America. Yet I got it done. In fact, it was the only successful reform of an entitlement program in our country's history. And it sent millions from the welfare rolls to work. Another critical component of my economic plan is my Made in the USA jobs plan. Today, too many of the great innovative products America invents are simply manufactured overseas. In fact, we've gone from about 21% of the workforce involved in manufacturing down to 9%. What's the problem? Well, it costs about 20% more to manufacture in this country, excluding labor costs, than it does in our 9 top trading partners who we have to compete with. Why? Well, increasing taxes, burdensome regulations has added tremendous cost to the American manufacturer. I'm going to change that in 2 ways. First, I'm going to eliminate every Obama job-killing regulation and every mandate, and of course, we're going to repeal Obamacare. And second, I'm going to lower manufacturing taxes all the way to 0. This will put America back on a competitive playing field. And believe me, in a fair fight, I'll bet on American workers every time. There's one more area I'd like to talk with you about, and that's energy independence. Obama's energy plan is really only one word: no. No drilling, no Keystone Pipeline, no listening to the American people. And unfortunately, it's killing our economy. It's raising gas prices through the roof, and it's putting our national security in serious danger. That's why I support the safe drilling off our own coast, in Anwar, and on federal lands where it can be done safely with the best technology America has to offer. As president, I will move quickly to make sure that the Keystone Pipeline is built, and I'll sign that on day 1. It's safe for our environment. It will make us less dependent on foreign oil from dangerous places, and it will immediately create as many as 20,000 new American jobs. If we want to put an end to OPEC's stranglehold, then we need to move quickly to make America an energy supplier for the world, not just an energy consumer. Before I leave you today, I'd like to introduce you to my wife, Karen.
Hello, everyone.
Karen and I are blessed to be the parents of 7 wonderful children. I can tell you, before we decided to make this run for the president, we prayed a lot. We wanted to be convinced it was the right thing to do.
But at the end of the day, I told Rick he needed to run, precisely because of our children. Even though the children of America can't vote today or in November's election, make no doubt about it, your children and grandchildren have more on the line than anyone. Will they continue to see freedoms destroyed? Will they have to live under the threat of a nuclear Iran? Will they struggle economically their whole lives because of a staggering deficit they inherited? Will they see more and more of our jobs go to China? I can tell you this, with Rick Santorum in the White House, that won't be the America we hand them.
Thanks very much for listening, and may God bless you, your family, and of course, may God bless America.